I've been through the pain.
When he saw he was healed, turned back, and with a loud voice did what? Somebody say glorify. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. Can I teach right here? Somebody say glorify. Hold on to that, because that's a worship term. When you glorify, it's always in the context of worship. You can't glorify until you worship. He turned around and he went to worship, because in his worship is where he glorified God. So when you're thankful to God, it ought to translate worship to God. Because when you receive a blessing from God and you don't turn around and worship God, you said thanks, but ain't no thanks. Okay, give me verse number 16. Verse number 16. Verse 16. And he fell down on his face at his feet, giving him what? And he was a Samaritan. So why he switch up the term? Why say glorify in 15 and thanks in 16? Did he glorify or did he thank? Well, he did both of them. And the text is showing you that real thanks should translate glorify. Because you can say thanks and not be thankful. Okay. Because anybody can say thanks, but it don't mean that you're thankful. Okay. See the word thank. Thank translates Greek. Bible's written, New Testament especially, vast majority written in Greek. Greek words are concepts. The word is grace. So our Latino brothers and sisters, mucho gracias. Much gracious. Right? That's only Espanol I know. Right? And agua, you see. Right? Much grace. That's what they're saying. And that's the proper way to do it. Because you can say thanks without indicating that this was grace. When God bless you, it's grace. It's God doing for you what you don't even deserve. So when you say thank you, right? In Greek, you're saying gracias. Mucho gracias. Thank you. I am grateful because I'm full of grace. And when you're full of grace, you reciprocate the grace. God gives you grace in terms of a benefit. You turn around and say, God, I'm giving you grace back in terms of my graciousness. Graciousness is an attitude that you acquire because you have been touched by the grace of God. And when you don't possess this attitude, it's because you have not acknowledged that God's grace has touched you. But when God's grace has touched your life and you realize that it wasn't nobody but God, you don't mind turning around and giving him some grace back, being thankful to him and glorifying his name. Why? Because you have acknowledged that God has been better to me than I have been to myself. All right. All right. Glorify. He was thankful. Because you can't be thankful without. Because being thankful looked like, well, Henry Smith said something a while ago. He says, I thought that people complain because they had problems. But I learned that the people have problems because they complain. Did that hit? People who always complain, they keep problems. Because they haven't been grateful for what the Lord is already doing. Listen. We got a lot of problems. But sometimes we focus on the problems more than the blessing. You're going to always be a miserable person, a bitter person, bad attitude when you're not grateful to God for what he's already done. My mama used to say to me, shut up. Rosa Davis used to say, shut up, boy, for I give you something to cry about. You ain't got nothing to cry about yet. What you complaining about? You got a house to live in. You got feast to walk on. You got eyes to see. What you complaining about? You better be thankful for God give you something to complain about.